Hello, you're on the air.
Is that me?
Yes, it's you.
Hi, is it Doctor or Susan? What do you prefer?
Well, you can call me whatever you like. You can
All
call
righty,
me Dr.
Susan.
Susan, or oh wait, you want to be personal. All right,
That's
call me
fine.
Susan.
I'm here with my wife. We just got married.
Congratulations.
Thank
and what
you.
are your names?
My name is Evan.
Evan. And what's your wife's name?
Irene.
Irene. Okay. Evan and Irene. What can I do for you?
Well, we've been, we were together. We married on our 2-year anniversary. We are extremely adventurous sexually.
Ooh, what kind of adventures do you indulge in?
First of all, we're very sexual. We have sex a lot. We do a lot of domination. She really enjoys being dominated by me.
Oh, and you enjoy dominating her lovely body.
Absolutely.
All right.
She loves anal sex. We have a lot of it.
Ooh,
And tell that
receiving,
guy
I
he's
imagine.
missing out. Nothing better than prostate massage,
Well, I was trying to tell him
giving
that,
you
yes.
head.
Yes.
But anyway, and we also enjoy water sports.
Ah, little
we
golden nectar.
Oh yeah, we do a lot of that. It's very exciting to watch her piss, and she's actually even learned to enjoy drinking my piss sometimes.
Oh, really?
Very hot, extremely hot.
Wow. So
Yeah.
she drinks yours. Do you ever drink hers?
No, it's not because I'm kind of the more dominant one that doesn't really come up.
Okay, but you watch her do it.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
That's one of the hottest things we do. And analingus is great. So we're very adventurous, and my wife is extremely beautiful, and I have a very beautiful wife.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's
well,
a very good thing. We get
I'm
along
all
beautifully.
excited hearing about you.
Pardon me?
Well, you're very exciting.
Well, thank you.
I want you to take some films or pictures of yourselves.
Well, actually, that's something. I have a lot of pictures of her naked, and she's just beautiful. And we do have some films, but that's kind of what I want to get into. Is that I would like some films, and I would like to do. In fact, my wife is on the other phone. She's on the phone with us.
Oh, hello, Irene.
Hello.
She's a little embarrassed here.
Are you embarrassed?
I really didn't want to talk.
Okay, so you can listen.
Oh, but you have such a beautiful voice.
Oh yes, she does.
Maybe your master Evan can
Don't
get
say
you
that,
to-
Doctor. You'll get them all excited.
Well, I'm all excited hearing about the two of you and your very sexy, wild relationship.
Well, so here's my question.
Yes.
Susan. My wife, gives me anything I want sexually, anytime, 3, 4 in the morning. She has never refused sex. Never refused me. I have no complaints.
You're a lucky little master,
I'm
aren't
a
you?
lucky bastard, and
bastard,
and the sex
too.
is deeply satisfying. And
It sounds just like my wife.
And she's multi-orgasmic, so she just rolls and rolls after one bone-crunching orgasm to the next. But
Whoa.
what I really want, and all that is great, and I'm very grateful. I'm not being just that I really want to bring a third party into our bed, especially a woman. And she's in fact, she's adamant about it. She doesn't want to do that.
Ah.
And I'm trying to find a way that I can do it where it's safe for her, and because it would that to me would be tremendous.
Now, she doesn't usually say no to you.
Well, now clearly with the games we play, and they're all role playing, is in the bedroom.
Right.
Outside the bedroom, she is a self-assured, wonderful woman.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, but in the bedroom, we do role play, and it's dominant, and I would like her to be able to dominate me. It hasn't come up yet. I mean, she's working on that, I suppose. But back to this, I don't want to force her into doing something that's not going to be healthy and safe for her.
Well, I don't want to either.
Right.
So I want to know, why doesn't she want to do this thing?
Well, I don't think, honey, do you want to talk? Do you want me to talk? I
Honey?
guess you want me to talk. all right.
Irene.
I think what she says is that she's afraid that she'll like it too much, 1. 2, she doesn't want to see me with another woman. And in the beginning, I wouldn't even have to do that. I just want to watch. That would be way more erotic than 2 beautiful women making love.
So let me get this straight. She is afraid she'll like it too much, or that you'll like it too much?
That she will like it too much. She actually had some experience when she was younger and enjoyed it. Didn't get too intense, just kind of kissing and touching, and other women, fingered her to orgasm. It wasn't that intense. But when I was younger, I had a lot of outrage. I mean, I've been to orgies, and I've had threesomes, and it was exciting.
Well, your lovely lady Irene, she sounds like she's someone that gives herself completely when she has sex.
Absolutely, completely.
She's certainly giving herself pretty completely to you.
Absolutely.
And I can understand why she's reluctant to be with someone else who she would feel that if she was going to have a fulfilling experience, she'd want to give herself completely.
But I'd give her total. I mean, I'd let her bring in a handsome man. I mean, I have no problem with that.
Well, I think she's, you have no problem with that. Yes, that's true. She has a problem with that. her problem with, and she doesn't even want to tell me what it is.
Well, I think she's somewhat well known in the community, and I think she's afraid someone will recognize her voice.
And if she's also well known in the community, she might also be afraid that this third person
might get out.
Yes.
Yeah, but you see, to me, consenting adults coming together and having an adventure, there's nothing illicit with that. There's nothing wrong with that. We're not breaking any laws.
Well, I don't know what she is in the community, but a lot of people think that that's really kinky and that that's wrong and might judge her badly because of that.
I think it's hot.
Well, I think it's hot, too.
I think it's hot, too.
Yeah, we all think it's hot. But I don't think she's worried about people like me and Max.
Susan, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Have you ever had sex with a woman?
Yes.
And you enjoy it?
Oh, yes.
But are you married?
Yes.
Oh, okay, your husband approves of that stuff.
Well, yes.
That's wonderful.
But one thing is, we do have certain boundaries. I don't have body fluid exchanging sex during my marriage
So
with other people.
You don't necessarily eat another woman?
Not necessarily, no.
Well, I think that it revitalizes and it keeps the marriage young.
Well, I certainly agree, and we do indulge in many sexual adventures with other people, both male and female. We save certain types of sex just for ourselves. Perhaps your wife would enjoy some form of outer course with another woman. Like if you're interested in S&M, maybe she would enjoy being spanked by another woman, or having something like that done to her that isn't quite so intimate.
Our next step may be is I don't think she want to be spanked by another woman, because I don't really spank her. It's not really as much S&M as it is humiliation and degradation within the confines of the role play. Like her begging for my cock or begging for me to piss on her.
I'm going to have to interject here.
Interject. All right, Irene.
One of the main reasons I don't want someone else involved is, to me, sex is, I'm very free with it, but it's a very intimate thing, and I want to be intimate with my husband.
I understand.
And I really don't want to bring someone else into it.
There you go.
And he's known that from the get-go.
Well, there's always a chance to lobby. Well, so let me ask you one more question, Susan, with my wife listening.
Let me ask Irene one question. Do you mind that he keeps talking about this idea? I mean, if you don't have to do it,
I've told him while we're making love it can be exciting and we can talk about it. But
okay.
I don't want to feel pressured about it throughout our lives.
That sounds like my wife.
I'll talk about it. I'll go as far as he wants in fantasy, but in reality, I don't want to be intimately involved with someone else otherwise I wouldn't be getting married. I mean, to me, it's a spiritual thing.
Yes.
I don't want to see I've been there, I've done that.
Yes.
And I know how I feel afterwards.
How do you feel afterwards?
I enjoy it while it's happening, but afterwards it leaves me cold.
And after sex with your husband, you're still hot.
Yeah.
Or at least warm.
Definitely, and wanting more.
Yeah. Well, gosh, that's such a beautifully articulated reason. I have a hard time with fighting that. Although I would just ask you, is there any level of sexual interaction that you would have with other people that would not sort of broach the sacredness of this relationship that you're talking about?
I would maybe flirt or dance around with another woman or something, but as far as getting down to being naked and touching and no, I mean, I've already experienced that.
And how about the flirting and dancing around? Have you done that?
Oh yeah, but not for him.
Well, how about doing that for him?
Eventually. I mean, right now we have a lot to explore with each other. A lot of places we haven't gone in at an intimacy level that I would like to reach before going there.
Which is fair.
That is very fair.
So, Susan, let me ask you this. Are you involved with the Tantra community at all?
Yeah, peripherally,
all right,
definitely.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we have a lot of access into that, and we're going to probably start doing it between ourselves, not necessarily with other people. But where I think once my wife feels secure in my love, and we kind of ground this marriage, what I think a nice step might be, instead of involving someone else as far as flirting, is like to have sex in front of somebody else.
Absolutely. I was just going to suggest perhaps, there are tantric weekends that couples go on. And they have, the couple only has sex with each other, but they have other couples around, and then there's usually a couple that leads the weekend.
And I would maybe do that if we weren't in this town.
Yes, here comes the identity protection.
Okay, well, here's the thing, though, Susan.
Yes, the thing.
Is that one of my fantasies, let's forget the other men, other women in the bed right now. One of my fantasies is this. My wife is, I told you, extremely beautiful.
Yes.
And to see a woman that beautiful doing the things that she does, on her knees, begging for me to do these incredibly outrageous, kinky things, begging for my piss. I mean, it's very hot. And if I could have someone watch that.
He wants to show off,
yeah,
Irene.
to show what my wife does for me. Like, it turns me on,
But, she's being so vulnerable with
Susie, they can come over here and do this at the villa.
Oh, absolutely.
Totally.
You can come over and do this at the villa.
Well, on television?
Well,
you guys couldn't handle us on television, I'm telling you.
What do you mean? I take that as a challenge. I accept the challenge.
The FCC wouldn't let you broadcast it.
Oh, well, we wouldn't broadcast it.
The FCC would not let you broadcast it.
Well, I didn't say we would broadcast it, now did I?
Oh, so you mean you're offering to film for us?
Yeah, we'll just film you while you're here. I mean, we won't broadcast it. We'll just film you.
Okay, well, that'd be fun.
And we'll have a good time watching you, and you'll probably have a great time showing off for us.
Yeah,
that's exactly what my fantasy is, and I'll say this without trying to embarrass my wife, is that when we do engage in anal sex, because I have a very large penis, she enjoys it so much, and she has such powerful orgasms when I'm, fucking her hard up the ass, and it's very exciting. And of course, I like dirty talk, so that coupled with it, it's just, it's very hot.
I'm just getting very
get
aroused
them over
just
to
hearing
the
about
villa
it.
here.
Now, I got to check in with Irene, though.
Yeah, please.
Because Irene, I have tremendous respect for because she's a very bright and vulnerable lady.
Well, here's the real turn on is that you talk about the whore Madonna syndrome. My wife is such a lady. If you see her, you think she was Betty Crocker or Donna Reed. And then, of course, in the bedroom,
I think she's prettier than Betty Crocker.
Yeah, she's a much prettier. But in the bedroom, she is an absolute horror, and she loves it. I mean.
So, Irene, can I speak to Irene, Master?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm listening.
I need to know. I mean, now we're talking about you kind of doing a performance sex with your lovely master husband there, who would enjoy so much showing you off to others, who would not interfere with your intimacy at all. We would be very respectful. But I don't know how you feel about this. I mean, I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
I would consider down the road.
Down the road, like in a couple of hours, maybe. we'll be, here for till the wee hours of the morning. So, talk about it.
If we came and performed for you, would you guys be masturbating as we did it?
Oh, if you're as hot as you say you are, you bet.
We're a very handsome couple, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't guarantee that we all masturbate for you, but if you're very hot, then we will. How about that? If we get turned on, we're not shy. But we are also very respectful, and we will not touch or interfere unless requested.
Okay, well, here's my dilemma, and this is like the dark side of me coming out. When we go into role playing, when we go into character.
Here's the dark side of you coming out. The dark side of you's been out, my darling.
No, this is true.
Okay.
When we go into character, there's literally nothing that I can't do to my wife. She gets so into it, and she gets so turned on that, that's how I got her to
gotta
my
see
piss.
this.
She got so turned on that she tried it, and we tried it out. She never wanted to do it, and then she learned to like it. So I know that in that moment, I could probably push her boundaries way past the point that she would want to, and in the moment, she'd love it. But I know there'd be repercussions afterwards.
Then you shouldn't do that. Okay? You got to be, as a master, you should be creative and wild and charming and seductive, but also be responsible. Come on, you're married. It's not like she's not your, as you say, she's not a 24-hour slave.
No.
So
just a bedroom slave.
Yeah, so you do have to deal with her later.
Okay.
So you don't want to have her do something that she's going to be all upset about because you'll ruin it.
That's right. Well, I love her. I don't want to. And right now, it's so good is that I want to keep this as long as we can.
Well, exactly.
I know that as you have children and as you move into other, it does.
How old are you guys?
I am in my late 30s.
Keep it forever. I'm 55.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Keep it till you're 70.
You
keep it till you're 80. Keep it till life ends.
But it does go through changes, so that's why it's always a good idea when you're in a really hot stage to take some film of it. So that later, when you're in another stage, you can look back and go, wow, look at us there, Irene.
I can't get the angles I want by doing it myself.
I'll get the angles on you, honey. I got my angles all set up.
You're wild, Susan.
I'm a little wild, but I want Irene to know I'm not that wild, because it's true.
Well, there's a brain behind the wild.
Yes, and there's a heart also.
That comes through.
Thank you.
Well, we were channel surfing. We saw you on the radio, on television. We said, let's call it up and check it out.
All right.
Well,
and I'm a big Golden Shower fan too.
Are you really? Do you drink your husband?
No, I don't drink his. He drinks mine.
Really? You're kind of the dominant one.
I need to talk to you a little more, Susan.
Well, I don't know. I'm dominant in some ways, but in other ways, I mean, for instance, I like him giving me a spanking, but I like to give him a spanking. And I mean, we do different things, and in some ways he's dominant, in some ways I am.
She likes to show off.
I do like to show off.
And what does that mean?
Lots of things. It means I do this show, my darling.
Oh my God, that's right. So you're pretty wild on your show.
Yes.
But it always stops short of showing anything explicit.
Well, it does show some explicit things, and we have certain limits that we
Well, actually,
take.
you should tell them we were censored by Century Cable
That's
just
true.
a couple of weeks ago.
We've gone beyond certain limits that you aren't allowed to know about because of censorship from public access. So, anyway.
Well, I think you're providing a service. Good for you.